Okay, here we go. How to bring Jessica Jones into the MCU. That's not just making her appear in She-Hulk as a private investigator and then leaves and it's like, yes, that character exists. It's gonna be a little bit more than that, I promise. But it is that, though. Okay, so the rumors have run rampant and many people have said, yeah, it's gonna happen. Jessica Jones will in fact appear in She-Hulk. She'll have an episode. Kevin Feige teased unexpected things and appearances, so let's go with that. If it's Jessica Jones, sure, perfect. Bring the character back. She easily has that connection. She get hired by She-Hulk. Cool. That works. But I'm going to take a different approach on it because I think everybody just has that idea, right? And my approach is going to be that we see She-Hulk and she has to defend Luke Cage. This is how I would also maybe bring back Luke Cage. And he's standing trial because in the time that the snap happened into 5 years, he was not snapped away, but he was looking out for Harlem. And he maybe did some questionable things as he was the new owner of the bar we last saw him at. And he was doing a couple shady things. He was just trying to protect his neighborhood. And now people want him to stand trial. He's a good guy. We know this. Everybody knows this, but he needs somebody that he can trust. He brings to his defense Jessica Jones. Jessica Jones has been doing her stuff. She's been a private investigator, and she talks about it. She goes, look, yeah, he's done questionable things. Yeah, I've had problems with him. Yes, I see what you're saying, but look at all the good he did. Look at all these scenarios. Look at what we've been through. Look at this callback to the Defenders. He's done good too. And that way, you bring both of these characters together in one episode. You don't have to spread 2 to 3 episodes to them, or between them. You sort of just bring them back together because, let's be real, they appeared together to kick off the whole MCU Netflix thing. Like, they literally, one appears in the other series first. Like, that's sort of how I would do it here as well. Have Luke stand trial. We know he's innocent. He was just trying to look out for Harlem. She comes in, she defends him, she's a PI. They maybe track down somebody that was responsible for trying to frame him. Maybe sort of position that as a way back into the MCU down the road, leave a little hanging plot thread there, if you will. And that's sort of the best way to, I think, bring both those characters back together. You establish that they still hang out, they have a relationship, they're just not really, getting coffee all the time, if you will. And that way, we know that now She-Hulk and the rest of the MCU will know of these characters that, hey, they work together. Hey, check this out. She can jump super high, maybe even fly. He's bulletproof, so there we go. And slowly, you sort of build up that these characters exist and maybe they can appear down the road. So when you get to Falcon and Winter Soldier Season 2, hey, look, we can go recruit Jessica Jones and Luke Cage if we need them for backup when we're in New York. So there you go. That's how I would bring her back, and extensively Luke Cage as well. If that's not good enough for you, here you go. You bring her back as Jewel, and she's now one of the many heroes for hire in New York, in the costume and all. She's like, I've given up the bottle, and I've taken up fighting for justice in this ridiculous costume.